Voices.
Brian Sanders, lead organizer. Good morning. Happy Friday, Milwaukee. It's beautiful, sunny day outside.
Joe Dre, policy director for Wisconsin Voices.
Let's go back to that. Joe Dre.
Joe
Joe
Dre.
Dre.
I love messing with him. Joe, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend is my grandson's first birthday, so I am heading back to Ohio
Cool.
and gonna
You
go
gonna come
celebrate
back?
that.
Or are you gonna
I'm
be
coming-
so? Wait a minute. Are you so engulfed that you'll be like, I can't leave Ohio?
I love my family, but you know what? Every time I go back and visit, I'm like, man, I miss Wisconsin.
You got him. You got him.
He
You
just
got us
got here
another
in
one.
January too.
You can't buy spotted cow in Ohio. I'll just say that.
Brian, what are you doing this weekend?
So this weekend I'll be down at Black Man Build with to go do a tabling for Wisconsin Voices. We were invited to go down there, so I'll be down there starting at 2, I believe.
What is that? What are they doing down there?
So I know they're having a resource event. They're having other speakers. They want to have a men's circle. It's a good opportunity for men in the community that want to stop out and maybe connect or reconnect and maybe even just honor Keon and just pull up and just make a connection with some of the people he know or some of the people we all know. It's an opportunity for you to step out. So Black Man Build will be having something at I believe it's at the office on I want to say is it 32nd?
Might have to look that one up.
Dude.
Yeah. Ooh.
Brian,
It's all over the
slacking.
internet. It's all over the internet though. I gotta look.
Oh no, he's slacking, y'all.
So yeah, I'll be there once I find the address. But yeah, it should be a nice event. I'll be down there for a few hours, and then I feel like there's maybe one more other event, but I didn't get the partnership agreement yet, or I don't know if you got it, so I don't think I'm gonna be pulling up yet.
Look at
I like to work on it.
blaming me for
No,
stuff.
not you. I'm just saying I gotta make sure they sent it back to us, or I ain't gonna support.
Yeah, he's
Like that.
funny.
What you doing this weekend?
I am gonna rest. I'm resting.
Mm.
And then I'm on vacation, y'all. I am on vacation. I'm leaving Sunday, and I will be back with you guys Monday the 26th. Tamika
Mhm.
is out. I wonder if they're gonna be anybody sad that I'm gonna be gone.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna call and check on you.
but we're gonna hold it down. You
Yeah,
know,
we
got it. We got
Yeah,
you.
we definitely gonna take
Oh
care of
yeah.
it. I got the address yet too, by the way. It's at the Creative Corridor, 2709 North 32nd Street. Again, that is 2709 North 32nd Street at the Creative Corridor for the Black Man Build, and it'll be the new men tour to Milwaukee. Again, this is Black Man Build new man tour to Milwaukee, 3 to 6:30 p.m. Saturday, August 17th. And you can check it out. You can see it on Milwaukee Journal Sentinel and a few other sites that have it posted. So open up them phones, check it out.
Awesome.
There is also a it's called the Helper and Healing Her Wellness Institute. Every Friday, Wednesday and Friday, they offer a helping and healing support for our helpers in the community who are working on the front lines of mental health, healthcare, social justice, school, and community activism. Each month they will take the time, and I'm reading right off there. Each month they will take the time to highlight one of the community partners and the amazing work they do. This month is National Alliance of Mental Health, Wisconsin, Southeast Wisconsin. So they're doing that, and then that is from 3 to 6. Just add it to your calendar. And I'm looking right now to see where, because their flyer doesn't necessarily have it, but I'm gonna just take a peek. Oh, it's at Her Wellness Institute. All right.
That's all type of stuff going on.
Let's talk. We have not been on since Tuesday, so we're gonna talk about these elections.
Yeah.
Um, we got some good news. We still have some work to do in regards to these elections as well. Joe, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I just first of all wanted to say, what an amazing job by statewide and just even within Milwaukee County with the voter turnout for the primary. The highest number in 60 years for a turnout for a primary election like that. So folks really turned out and showed up to the polls, and I think that was amazing. And we need to say kudos to all those folks that turned out, showed up and voted. Both the amendment or both the questions on the ballot were turned down by a large majority,
Mhm.
58%.
Mm-hmm.
I think that goes to show that uh, folks know what they're voting on. Folks are looking into the issues, and they're seeing what they are, and voting their conscience and voting the right way, in my opinion. But
I also
Mhm.
think that here's the thing. There was a referendum in the April
yep.
election, and people did not know what it meant.
Mhm.
So I think
And I
a
don't think we
lot of
saw the voter turnout either for that election like we did this one.
right, but it was still like they voted yes when I don't think they knew exactly, but there was
Right.
so much emphasis on getting out that information of what this referendum
Mhm.
on the August 13th ballot was. And once people understand, they can make a informed decision and
Right.
say yes or no.
And I think folks like Wisconsin Voices and other programming on WNOV, throughout the state did a really good job of explaining what those were and getting that messaging out to the voters so that they could understand what's on the ballot.
I think there was a whole organization, I think Wisconsin Democracy Initiative or something like that, that did a lot of work, a lot of work on across the state.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Then I know some of our partners were pushing it, Souls to the Polls, Citizen Action, some of these other places that were, making sure that everybody got. So I said, I think collectively,
Mm-hmm.
as we form opinions on these things, we may not always agree on the opinions or whatever, but I think once it's out there, giving people information is key, and then they make rash decisions for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
um 414-444-5250, 414-444-5253. um let's look at the
The,
breakdown. Go ahead, you
oh,
can keep.
no, go ahead. Absolutely. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no,
I was
you,
just going to
Joe.
go into
Go ahead,
and,
Joe.
and kind of roll into
Because
to
this
the
is
next one.
Joe's thing.
This is
He
my thing.
let me tell you something. It's great to watch Joe like work, but you can like
Yeah, he
he
likes it. He
sits
likes the work. We
I do.
come.
right, and
I don't like.
he sits where in front of his door. So when anybody comes into the building or into our offices, the first thing you actually see is Joe. And sometimes
Mhm.
he's just got he's typing away, and then all of a sudden you see steam rolling out of his head. He's working on some policy stuff that we'll
Mhm.
be bringing to you guys that
Mhm.
is like, I can't believe this is happening, or I can't believe that is happening. And then we're trying to get a hold of our state reps and the people who actually will do stuff. I know we sent some questions to Senator Rob Hutton. He's not our rep, but he's responsive. So we asked him for some questions, and he's gonna provide those answers for us. So
Mhm.
we work with anybody who's gonna give us an answer.
Yeah, because sometimes finding the answer can be a little more difficult than just a simple Google search or something
Right.
like that, where you really have to dig in and those folks understand it a little bit more. But again, great job, Milwaukee County, state of Wisconsin, on turnout and with the referendum votes.
Oh, can I say one thing
Yeah,
before
go
you
ahead.
get into
Yeah.
it? What I like that I've seen as well. What's the average on the absentee ballots? Because I seen it was over 24,000 that had came through, and I thought that was pretty good. And I was thinking when we were talking about absentee ballots within just the elders making sure they get there and people that really can't get to the polls like they should. If we get into the point where if we could just push that absentee ballot on the youth that don't want to go through the polling process, just to kind of get them to understand the process a little bit better, maybe they appreciate it more. They can just pull up and drop it off versus because I think a lot of them are just struggling to get to the polls. We can push the youth to get to absentee ballots. That might help a lot too.
Absolutely. It's all about making ease of access and making it easier for folks to cast their ballot and have their
Mhm.
voice be heard.
Mhm.
There's so many different situations that I think folks run into where they need an absentee ballot. Um, especially with these drop boxes. I think that kind of changed a lot too.
Yeah.
It's great just to see these popping up and make it more convenient for folks to cast their vote. And
Yeah.
like I said, to have their voice be heard. But just kind of continuing on that, there is one more ballot initiative that's coming up on the November ballot. I'll just quickly read through. A yes vote on the question would vote supports the amendment to add language to the Wisconsin Constitution that only U.S. citizens who are 18 or older can vote in a federal, state, local, or school election. A no vote opposes this amendment to add language to the Wisconsin Constitution that only U.S. citizens who are 18 years old or older can vote in a federal, state, or local or school election. So this measure would amend the Wisconsin Constitution to add that language that only a U.S. citizen age 18 or older who is a resident may vote in an election. The amendment would also add definitions for local office, national office, referendum, and state office in the state constitution. Currently, the Constitution states that every U.S. citizen age 18 or older who is a resident of the election district is a qualified voter. So that is the breakdown of the
So, what's the difference between what it says now? Because it's
really one word.
but what does that word mean?
Well, as of now, it says any, and they want to change it to only. So we've seen this in some other states that they've passed similar language, and really, I mean, to think about it, it's kind of nitpicky. Is kind of what I say. It's just kind of nitpicky, and I think what it does is it starts to lay the foundation for other changes down the line as well. Maybe not particularly this, the changing of one word, but it's going to lay the foundation later on for things to be changed to exclude folks from voting.
Yeah, I was like, all I could hear when you was reading those was like, that sounds like some other voter suppression.
Exactly.
It needs to only come on. Yeah,
That's exactly what it's about. And there's like I said, other states have passed this. Indiana, Illinois, Idaho, Iowa, and these have passed by large margins in these states. So wouldn't it be awesome if Wisconsin could be maybe the difference maker and the one state that says, we're not going to do that. We're not playing anymore into the changing of our constitution, our state constitution to exclude more people. We should be making changes to include more people.
I like that. That's real.
Dang.
All right, Joe.
I told you, Joe.
Joe on Fire Fridays. We need some blazing
Fire
sound
Friday.
The more I dig into, and I'm going to call it shenanigans that I see within some of the laws and some of the statutes.
The producer should get the shenanigans section.
Just like Tamika says, steam starts to come out my ears, and I go, "What in the world is going on here?"
Yeah, when you get to breaking this stuff down and really listen to what you're saying, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we really want to cut more people off. Is that
right?
No.
I favor towards the folks that want to include everyone.
Yes.
Not the folks that saying, well, this group or that group doesn't have the right to vote, or this group doesn't have a voice. We all do. We're all in this together. We may not all be in the same boat, but we're all in the same storm.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Say it again.
I said we're not all in the same boat, but we're in the same storm.
I ain't in no storm with none of you. Joe's so clever. Joe, you're clever.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you,
Tamika. Excuse me, I'm having a little coughing attack here. So as we say, it was 30% voter turnout, I believe.
Yep, throughout the state. Yep,
and that's the highest in
60 years
in a primary.
In the last 60 years, yep.
That is a lot. That means
folks are woke.
People
folks
are
waking up.
What I really believe is people are saying, I ain't voting, but then they go in and voting.
Right.
But there is a real reason behind some of this stuff. We need to keep this going now we have the general election in November. We will know who the official, I know the official people are for the presidential. Um, and then there's some state U.S. Congress seats across the state, and we'll be bringing that to you on Tuesday of next week. Just because the
Mhm.
official results are not official yet, but
Certified.
they have to be certified. So we don't tell anything until they're certified. So we always talk about the uncertified results.
Unofficial results.
Yeah, the is official results. But we'll give you a breakdown because there is some contested races, uh, and even within Milwaukee area. So I know there's some. It might not, but we have to remember there's some Democratic candidates, but there are also independent candidates that are on ballots, constitutional, with other libertarian.
libertarian.
So even though we think we've gone through it for, oh, we got our Democratic pick or we got our Republican pick, there are other people, or there may be a Democrat or a Republican that are going against someone in an election. I was looking at the numbers. Um, there are a couple of wards that had zero, um, but I also believe some of these wards are what do you call it? Desert lands,
Mm.
if you would say, right? Wouldn't you say? Nobody lives there. There's no houses there.
Right. Some of them corner pocket ones down here, like way northwest Milwaukee, where it's like one house or.
Right, and if
It's like the
if they
electrical
don't
box
vote,
is in the
it's
ward and the house is outside the ward or something like that.
right.
So your electrical box can vote.
Boy,
Yeah.
Republicans would like that if land and objects could vote. wouldn't they?
Right.
Well,
Oh
we are
my God.
not partisan.
My mailbox.
Hey, that was their complaint. I'm just
My
the
mailbox
views
can
and
vote.
opinions
Yeah.
our guests and hosts do
Right.
not reflect WNOV or
But
Wisconsin Voices.
but there was some like there were in Ward 350, and I have to see where that is. But there was 5 registered voters. Nobody voted.
Mm.
For the most part, it was roughly like 30%, 40%, all around. I personally, me as an individual and personal, I have to work on my own district. Out of all the Glendale districts,
Turnout.
my turnout is only it's 41.28%, but that's the lowest in Glendale though.
Still higher than the state average. So,
But it's
kudos
still,
to Glendale for the voter
so
turnout.
in their wards, Ward 1, and this is what I'm telling you, Ward 1 and 2, which is my district, District 1, they had 41.28% registrant voted, and District 2, 50.06, District 3, 46.05, District 4, 51.22. That's District 4. District 5, 42.63, and District 6, 43.16.
Nice.
So they're still there high, but I can't.
Taking
I
that
do this
personal, aren't
work.
you?
I'm taking it personal. I'm doing this work, and my district is the lowest. Oh my goodness! I another what is this high turnout ward, and I'm gonna look at this because this stuff is pretty interesting how the suburbs come out.
Yeah, I want to know the highest turnout award in the county. I mean, and not in the county, in the state. Like, is there an 85.5% turnout out there? 90?
Ooh.
Is it a 90% turnout?
Ooh,
I don't know.
I mean,
I would love to see what is the like Shorewood. Like I'm looking at theirs. They have in their first location, they have a 47.47% turnout.
Hmm.
Their second location, 46.91. In their third location, 48.81.
Mm.
I'm just looking at all the suburbs.
These folks are
I
pulling
don't
up.
see
Right.
St. Francis is pretty high in the 40s. Uh, Wauwatosa is it between 35 and 40%
Mhm.
Hmm.
for the most part. Whitefish Baby kind of killing it here. Like their first ward 46.97, their second ward 51.8,
Hmm.
their third ward 47.23, their fourth ward 50.49, their fifth ward 53.33, sixth ward 57.24, their eighth ward or seventh ward 51.81. Whoa,
Hmm.
that's the turnout is
58.
Amazing.
I'm just like, wow.
That's great.
What Brown Deer did an average of around the 35%, but it's still a little bit above.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But these are who makes decisions. I'm a little surprised that Franklin, as big as it is, it had lower 20s to 30s.
Hmm.
Um, the Greenfield area is about 30% overall. Hell's Corner does pretty well in the high 30s, early 40 percentile for all their wards. This is fascinating. West Dallas a little bit lower, in the low 20 or high 20s, low 30s.
Hmm.
What is
The
this?
nerve of those folks.
Yeah,
And
it
then
just
they be trying to talk mess and act. Look, never
Well,
mind. That's Brian's expression
It,
views.
it makes me think that if we're seeing these
West
higher
Dallas.
turnout numbers around Milwaukee and around the urban areas, they had to have been very low in those rural areas.
Do you know anything? You know, have you been to West Dallas yet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they have a great farmers market over there.
Yeah.
Dan Devine, we are telling people that we have a great farmers market.
They do. They have one of the best I've seen.
West Dallas.
Yes.
We got a best farmers market.
Is that a commercial or
No, I
something?
just made it up.
Oh.
Mhm.
Wow, Brian. All right, I think
Got
everybody's
plenty
kind of
talents.
sleepy. Brian must be sleepy.
One day I'm gonna be in Jermaine's band.
Come on with it, man.
Man,
You want me to?
I gotta-
Oh, you wanted me to sing?
Listen here, man. We need a new cowbell player.
There
if
you
got
I
a new
got
cow
you.
player,
I
play.
can-
Hey, get bing bing.
Yeah, I could get that,
Come on with it.
but I'm kind of shy. I don't want to be on stage.
Oh, listen,
y'all,
though,
y'all
you
need
be
one kind of
way
like
in
the
the
DC
back.
Go-Go sound, the DC Go-Go type of. You know, they be doing a little. They be having. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I love that sound too. They got a.
I love go-go music.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna
Go
talk to
West
Jermaine some more about
Putting you in the back of the band.
yeah,
We got you.
you know I got you, and then we're gonna talk to Curvy.
Carpy. Speaking.
Or chilling.
We'll be right back with Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices. Amplify your voice. Call us 414-444-5250, 414-444-5253.
All right. Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Brian. Who else?
Joe.
And who else?
Me.
Hey, Brian, Joe, and Tamika. We are back on Be a Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices 860 WNOV 106.5 FM. Hey, yo, I got a quick question for everybody. How do y'all feel about them turning 794 into a boulevard? I mean, how y'all feel about that? I've been to a lot of cities.
Explain that.
So what they want to do is, and this has been on topic for like months, but I don't think we really dug into it too much on here. So they want to take 794 and turn it into a beautiful boulevard. I even got pictures of it. They got pictures of it in here too. They want to reimagine, you know, how, you know, everywhere from Summerfest all the way going back west, like towards like Miller Park. They want to turn all that into like a boulevard. Can you imagine that?
Wait,
They talking
where?
about
794. So
Yep.
that's the Hone
downtown.
Bridge
Yep.
area.
Yep, the home bridge area. So they want to turn all that into it. They want to drop it down, get rid of the freeway, and just have a boulevard going all the way up. And so it's bringing in retail places, you know, because once you do that, you can reimagine and put whatever you want there, hotels and apartments and little, you know, stuff like all the other pretty cities got, because Milwaukee's a beautiful city. Like, you know, Dallas got the little uptown area. You can put like a little uptown area by, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah.
I can tell, like, I live right down by there, so I frequent that area a lot, and they've done a lot underneath the interstate there. They have like a playground with swings. They have a pickleball court that's underneath there, and those things are utilized quite often. I always see people there using them. You know, not that that's a bad idea. It's just I think that, you know, we need to make sure that some of those things that folks enjoy going down there for stay there as well, like the playgrounds, the pickleball courts, the recreational areas that they've transformed down there.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest.
That's a massive project.
It is, but I'm gonna be. I don't know my opinion one or the other. But the only reason I go, because I'm bougie that way on the north side. The only reason I go to the south side is because I could take 794.
See, look. See, you're gonna stop people from want to go places. You put a boulevard there, it's gonna change traffic big time.
I'm like, I'm not driving.
It cuts my time down really quick when I take
I like
the
seven. I
interstate.
like having
can
794.
I can get home like that.
Yeah, I like 794 too, because
And especially when I'm going on like the Cudahy or to the airport.
Yeah,
Always take
yeah.
794, depending on where I am, instead of taking 94 to the airport.
So yeah, smash all that down, and then we'll have to like have stop signs and watching people crossing, all the new tourists, because they're gonna put a whole bunch of cool stuff down there, of course. So we gotta stop and get on a crazy crosswalk and then get on the bridge versus just smooth flowing onto the bridge.
So
Can we finish up the projects that we have in Milwaukee first before we start any new ones?
well,
Personal opinion.
there's another thing that I want to talk about. And that's the I-94 expansion.
Yeah.
There's been a civil rights lawsuit to block the I-94 expansion. And I'm reading from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
The civil rights lawsuit aimed at blocking the expansion of Interstate 94 on the Milwaukee west side will be filed soon. That suit, to be filed in the U.S. District Court, will be similar to the one that they did in 2017 by the NAACP, Milwaukee Brand, the Sierra Club, John Muir chapter, and the Milwaukee Inner City Congregations Alliance for Hope against the Federal Highway Administration. That 2017 suit failed to. It said that the agency failed to actually put public transportation in it within the freeway expansion. So that's what they're claiming, that this is a 2027 one, and it would just expand on racial segregation in Milwaukee area. It was dismissed after the expansion, which Governor Walker really wanted, was canceled because of lack of funding. Well, fast forward, the project was revived again in 2020 under Tony Evers. And in March, they received the Federal Highway Administration approval. And that triggered federal funding for the project of $1.75 million project.
Mhm.
Billion. B- 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 b-
With
Gotta
a
add
B.
that, right.
And then,
Right.
meanwhile, the Milwaukee Inner City Congregational Alliance of Hope and other freeway expansion opponents asked the federal agency to conduct a civil rights review on the project. Micah and other and other groups say that the freeway benefits the suburbs and the commuters on the suburbs over the black and brown people living near the freeway, many of whom don't own cars. They also say that adverse environment effects will disproportionately affect the people of color. The review is going on. The new lawsuit is to be filed Monday. And now somebody had in this reconstruction project, and I'll just tell you, it widens I-94 from 6 lanes to 8 between 16th and 70th. And it's trying to reduce congestion and improve safety, according to the Wisconsin DOT.
So wait, this is from one spot to the next from where we talking about. So we talking about a few street up from where they talking
Yep.
about putting the boulevard
Yep.
down to where they want to widen it out. So something's not gonna happen here.
Right. Right.
Oh no, I think so. One of the things that someone called me a couple of months ago, and I can't remember who it was. Actually, Keon actually got me to this person, but I can't remember who it was.
Mhm.
They were saying, "Oh, this is gonna help the community, and this is gonna, we can still put um, some of these restrictions on them, like the workers have to be within a certain amount, and the percentages are
Mhm.
gonna be for these workers to work there." Let's not fall for the okey doke again.
When it comes to the
I'm not
construction
giving
jobs,
an opinion one way or the other, but what happens is they'll look at a radius of who is around there by the highway, and then that's the percentage that they'll do. But a lot of times it will affect black and brown people, but they're not living in that immediate area. So I just think that they definitely should. I'm looking forward to see what happens with this particular expansion. It's been since 17. I remember before, I think it was they didn't want to disturb the cemetery.
oh
I
yeah,
believe that
yeah.
was there, and so I think there was a lawsuit about that, and then they're moving it or something, or uh, constructing it a little bit different.
Yeah, because because we talking about going west, right?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
16th to 70th.
Isn't the one of the national cemeteries right there? It's like on the left side. Like, how would you do that and expand? And it's
I guess they're gonna move it around, or get rid of
that's
some
some code. Yeah,
houses,
some
or
code.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I haven't seen the
43
plans for
did.
it.
You know, they got rid of that beautiful house that used to sit around the hill over Nicolay that was sit right there off a green tree. Somebody said sold. I'll get out your way, no problem. So that house was gone. And
Yeah,
then,
but that wasn't a forced. He was like, "You give me enough money."
yeah, I'm out of here. Right. Look.
Especially if he was in the floodplain, which I don't know he is or
Yeah.
he wasn't. But if he's in the floodplain too, here,
He probably
take
some
my money
he probably
and
got
give
someone
me
deeper
market
house
value.
somewhere, right?
Right. Sometimes it works for the advantage of the homeowners, but
Yeah.
we were talking about you made a comment. Who one of you two made a comment? Let's finish the works
I
we
did.
Oh
do
yeah,
already.
Joe.
there was a little bit of sarcasm in that, and it has to do with my frustration of driving out of the downtown to the north up here to work every day.
Tell them about
There's
your bridge beef.
My bridge is out for one. I still can't get a solid answer on when it's going to be completed. But
That's really funny because it was open. It was closed for one half, and then it was closed for
Yep.
the other half.
and now
And
it's
then they
completely
opened
closed.
it all up,
Yep,
and now it's completely closed again.
And I'm glad you told me.
But this is my question. I know I do that all the time because when I'm downtown, I hate going all the way back to the highway. So I will take that bridge
Mhm.
and go
Mhm.
straight up to, Capitol and then switch over into Glendale. But I find this fascinating. Um, how construction takes forever in the city of Milwaukee.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They'll be working like they've been working on Hampton for like 10 years. I just remember when they were working on Hampton from Titonia down to Green Bay, one half was
Mhm.
was being fixed for almost a year,
I
2
remember that
years.
well.
Mhm.
And then the other half, it took like 3 or 4 years to get the whole thing done. Now they're on, they did the west of Titonia and it goes all the way down to close to where Fond du Lac and Hampton meet.
I had to dodge that debris for years going up and down to my grandparents' house. It didn't help my granddad with a newspaper route. I mean, it looked like somebody hit a bomb in the middle of the street for
Right.
years on
But
Hampton.
here's my thing. Now they did Lake Drive and I think some of it started in Shorewood and I think it went all the way down to parts of or into Milwaukee.
Mhm.
But that was fixed so fast, one side and the other side's being fixed now. I mean, literally it's been a year. And they are just doing the second side of it.
'Cause it looked rough
Why
over
does
there.
it take years and years and
Mhm.
years when it comes to Milwaukee streets?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch because right now we're gonna be doing in Glendale they're gonna be doing some work on the Silver Spring. Y'all ain't gonna like that.
'Cause I think
They putting like what is it called?
the little bump stop.
They were thinking about doing a roundabout, but the roundabout is not it's not wide enough for a roundabout. So they're gonna be having those speed platforms.
Oh,
um and so I think that construction starts very soon, but so that you have to
The
slow
speed
down because if
tables,
you
yeah.
are going on those speed platforms and you hit that the right way, you are taking off.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
You gonna get some air,
You're gonna lose an oil pan too.
right? I've done that once or twice.
Man, I had a dream about a car going airborne in front of me last night. I was crazy. We was going on the same route. We were
So-
talking about going airborne.
All these things are trying to
Crazy.
slow traffic down, but it also is going to inconvenience because here's the thing. They're narrowing these like Capitol with those bump outs
Mhm.
and I don't know if it got safer or not. I don't know those
I see a
statistics.
lot of curb marks on all those.
Right.
They chipped up. I done seen some chipped up.
I've seen a lot on the
The
roundabouts
poles
too.
bent down on them. I'm like, yeah, this ain't working.
But here's the thing, and I get what they're trying to do is trying to slow it down. But as you slow down, there are more and more cars on the street.
Right.
So what is it?
That congestion
It's still going to be congested. And then people get frustrated, and they take stupid risks just to get in front of one or two people. I mean, like literally, you're
Sick
at
of
the
it.
side. You know that there's a bump out. 50 feet in front of you. They'll be on the right hand side of your drive. As you're driving. Soon as the light turns, or even before it turns, right when it's about to turn green, they'll zoom and get in front of you. But
Mhm.
then there's some of those people who are not so nice that sit and wait for that to happen, and they are in the right.
Mhm.
I mean, because they're in the right lane that they're supposed to be in to go, and they don't let them get in. So then they speed up. The other person's speeding up.
Now you playing chicken.
And
Mhm.
exactly. And then all of a sudden you get boom, boom. And the funny thing is that I've watched that there's so many considerate drivers who actually drive considerately and they're considerate of others.
Mhm.
And the people who are going around on the right side or trying to pass on the right side,
Mhm.
they know that they don't, these considerate drivers are not going to mess up their cars.
Right.
But every once in a while, you'll get one. I got really good insurance. I can't wait until somebody.
I got first time forgiveness.
I got first time forgiveness. I have gap insurance. I can get me a new car.
I want to make one point.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of mass transit. Safe, secure, fast, and reliable mass transportation can cut down on your traffic and the traffic's within major metropolitan areas, but that's an investment. That's a huge investment from our
Big
state,
time.
from our county, from our nation, nationally. If you look at especially in some European countries, the mass transit that they have, you can hop on a train and be from Paris to London or Paris to wherever
Yep.
in a matter of an hour or so.
High
In
speed.
America, unless you have an automobile, it's
Yeah.
tough to get anywhere.
I know a few of my friends who live downtown don't need their cars. They can get on a bus and all the stuff they do is downtown. So they get on the hop,
Yep.
they get on, they can ride their bikes,
Right.
but that is not the case here. How many of those bike things? I mean, I know we see scooters around. Do we even see where there's those blue bikes where
Oh,
you
the
can rent the
bubblers.
blue bike, the
Bubblers.
bubblers?
Yeah.
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 We don't see them in the inner city.
No.
And
And a lot of the bike lanes aren't maintained or well kept. Some of the lines have been rubbed off. There's potholes in a lot of them, so folks don't want to ride their bikes in those bike lanes.
I'm
not riding. The
I
bike
would be
lane.
scared to ride in the
Exactly, it's
bike
scary.
lane.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
We talked about that. Just ride when I go out and just do my little regular random ride. I'm cool now with just hopping on the trail. I'll take oak leaf or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
cool with dealing with the issues on the trail versus dealing with the issues
Exactly.
that's coming in front of me or behind me.
Yep, I feel you, but I think I'm a huge proponent of mass transit and finding ways to do it in a reliable, safe, fast manner where folks can get where they need to go quickly.
Yeah, they keep pushing that line from, they want to do that big high speed rail, from like what's the one they've been working on in New York to LA. They keep talking about it, but I mean, all this high speed, all the infrastructure stuff, like they, since we've been pushing all this war the last 30 years with all these different countries, we could have been killing it with that 35, 40 years. We could have been,
Billions.
billions of dollars
that could have
on
transformed
this country.
cities.
Yes, bridges could have been amazing. We could have lit up bridges with trains running through them. I just seen in Australia, they got a system where their city buses go from on the street all the way and then go onto a train system, just hop off one track to the next. And I was like, man, why we ain't got that? And that's basic. We don't got none of those. Like, you don't want to invest in none of that. You know what you could do? Having a city bus that got a little trail going through some part of Milwaukee, like, yeah, it's gonna hop off, man. It's gonna be right on the side of the Oak Leaf Trail, man, or something like that. Another ride and be able to get to places easier, especially on the north side where we don't have no freeway system built across the way. We can have a opportunity to have an easier way to go across the cities. But yeah, I'm a big fan, like you said, and just creating infrastructure. Once I start seeing all these bridges collapsing randomly across the country, I'm like, man, and
less roads, less
yeah.
parking lots, more green spaces, and less cars on the road.
Yeah,
it solves a lot of problems.
Sound like you might like the Boulevard plan. Sound like you might be a fan of the 794
We'll have to kick him
Boulevard.
back to Ohio.
Yeah, right.
I like, you are kind of correct, because I don't like to take a long time to go anywhere. So, I mean, I work 7 minutes, 8 minutes from my house. Most of the places I go are within 10 minutes. I loathe going to my mom's house because that means because of the drive, not because I don't love my mama, but it's off of 60th and Hampton. And that means I have to drive all the way out there. And if it's anything 76th Mill Road, they don't have a highway by there. You can't just jump on the highway and go around and get to where you have to go. If there was a little bus that would do that, that was fast, I might even take it. But I like going from point A to B and not having to worry about a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brian is different. He likes to jog and ride his bike.
I like not having to look for a parking space or use up my gas or worry about my car getting dented in a parking lot. If I can hop on a quick train, or like you said, the hop or something, and get to where I need to go and then get back, or if you're going out with your friends, you have a
Yeah.
couple drinks, you don't want to drive,
Mhm.
you got a great alternative to get
Yeah.
back to where you're going. So,
Yeah, I do like the setups. Like you said, you go to even like a Minneapolis. They got the little system where you can hop on. One of my first experiences with mass transportation was in San Diego, and they got like a red, blue, and green line or something like
Mhm.
that. But me and my dad took it from like downtown San Diego, and we parted ways. He's like, "Yeah, I got to take this one and go back to my house." And then I was staying at my aunt's house on that trip, and one of my aunts, and it was just easy. I mean, I took it the first time and it was boom. It was,
Right.
but it was so big, you were able to go to multiple areas across the city, not just, the tourist sections, which I think Milwaukee is, it's a decent enough size where we can have some type of rail system outside of the downtown area that could work for everybody, and then allow, because I'm from a workforce services background, which I always promote, keeping people employed and making sure people get to their next level of success. It'll give people an opportunity to move around and get jobs in different areas.
Exactly.
Like well, I was a fan for it before when they was trying to get the rail from Milwaukee to Madison, and things had
Mhm.
stopped that, but I'm always a fan for that.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with Be a Voice because we're amplifying our voice today.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Eggs over here.
What's
Succulent.
Succulent.
Oh,
Y'all
energy
and y'all
mix.
food. Did you go?
I gotta
Carvey,
break bread with your man.
I gotta
Carvey.
ask
Tryna tell
Carvey.
you, man,
Carvey,
we
where'd
gonna
you go
have
for
to-
lunch?
We gotta do something.
For breakfast this morning. Oh, he grabbed water from the
Carvey's
refrigerator.
ready for some lunch.
But I thought he was what's that place he goes to? Greedy?
guy.
I know,
All right.
y'all better get them on.
I'm
Get
trying
that.
to tell you, listen.
We gotta get an interview with
I'm
Greedy.
trying to tell you, bro. It changed your life. It changed mine.
Is it changed my? Yeah,
Yes, fire.
Fish and
Like
waffles.
I think
Yeah, catfish
black
and
makes
waffles.
you black.
Coffee.
Coffee makes you black does.
Yeah, man. I just gotta.
But they only open like
Yeah,
Wednesday, Thursday,
yeah,
Friday. I
Wednesday,
get it.
Friday.
They
Right.
open for lunch. Is your place open for lunch
Yep,
too?
they open for lunch. They close at 2. It's either 2
Oh,
or
see,
3
I might,
o'clock.
Brian, we might
Yeah,
have to slide
it's fire,
down.
bro. I'm telling you, man, it's fire, bro.
All week long.
All week.
All week.
If y'all go, let me know and put my order in.
Oh wow. Wow. Nope. We ain't helping nobody.
See. Talking about y'all for the community. We gonna help a brother with a sandwich.
Well, we gotta make sure that we get the food first. Like we get our food first.
Hey, all you gotta do is mention me, and you gonna get everything you want when you go up there. I'm trying to tell you.
Listen to them.
I'm trying to tell you, hey man, I'm an icon up here. Man.
Oh,
Better watch
right.
yourself. Now.
Oh,
Watch
okay.
out.
Like
now.
Jermaine said, the first meal is free. Put on his tab.
yeah. They're gonna be like, let me call you. You'll be like, charge it to him.
Well, we're gonna end the our what is this called our
Yeah, our
broadcast
segment
with the information about Keon Jackson Malone's arrangements. The visitation is going to be at Embassy Center, Milwaukee, 3725 North Sherman Boulevard, from 9 to 11 on August 23rd. So that's a week from today. And then the funeral services is in the same spot at 11 o'clock. Anybody who can come out, show their love to Mr. Keon. I think it's going to be a good turnout. I mean, the thing that I have experienced over this week is that if you did the work, they will show up. And so many people have, like, he was felt. Like, I hope when I pass away that I get this, because that means
right,
I
a quarter
did the
of
work.
what he got. Right.
Just a little bit of what he got.
Mm-hmm.
Because that means he touched so many people, you know, just working, whether it was working with the Village Group, working with Brandon and their organization, Ara, I always mess her name up, Nisha, you know, all these people who have worked, Markey County, David Muhammad, he worked a lot with them and the county stuff. This is what you really, it's just touched everybody. We do have a GoFundMe approved by his family. And I am trying to, it will be direct to our website. It's on the Wisconsin Voices website. But if you please write this down, because it's a little bit different and it'll take you right to where you can vote. So it's bit.ly/KJM donation. And I will spell that out for you. bit.ly/KJM DONATION. Again, this is all donations and proceeds will go to the family of Keon Jackson Malone. I will say that one more time and spell it out. And this is what you can put in your website, bit.ly/KJM DONATION. So bit.ly/KJM donation. If you want to do any donations, or you can look on our website. There should be in a little bit. There should be a button to click in. We're gonna try to put it on. I'll put it on my my Facebook page so you can do the QR code. If you want to run up to WNOV, they will have the QR code here available for you. Thank you so much for being a part of Wisconsin Voices. Be a voice. I will see you guys in a few days on the August 26th.
You gotta work with me now.
It's gonna be Toya, Brian, and Joe. I can't believe I'm finna make.
We're gonna hold it down. Yeah.
Wait a minute, I gotta rethink this, y'all. We'll talk to you
Party time
Monday.
next week.
Have a good weekend, y'all.
WNOV.